Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
And I'm Josh, and today we're talking about blind tastings.
This is how we do it.
This is how we do it. You can do the intro.
Okay. It's awkward.
It's so awkward. You get used to it, but it is very awkward.
My hands are sweaty.
I know.
Okay.
You get this little cool booklet that means, I don't know, it's got some story in there or something, some marketing pitch that
it's probably
somebody buys
amazing.
into.
They probably
Who
spent
cares?
a lot of time on this. Does my hair look okay?
Your hair looks great, bub. Bub. I would say boo and love, and I came out with bub. Your hair looks great, bub.
Are you okay?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mashanddrum Whiskey Room. It's Whiskey Wednesday night. What's up? How you doing, everybody? Hope you enjoy that intro. We have a couple of great guests coming on, kind of a newer channel on YouTube. You guys know I love bringing on some newer channels and talking with them. And obviously, as I always do, like to challenge them a little bit, send them a little bit of a blind tasting. But hope everyone has been hanging out, having a good time. Hope everyone had a great July 4th. I had a crazy July 4th, honestly. My friends were here from New York. My best friend Mike was here with his wife Terry. They had 2 kids, so we were running around doing all sorts of kid-friendly stuff, going to arcades and museums and making butterbeer while watching Harry Potter. It was a lot of fun. we had a good time, and we drank a lot of whiskey and bourbon, and because Mike was one of my, buddies that got into bourbon along with me in the beginning. So he came down to the whiskey room and had at it, had all my stuff. It was a good time. So it was definitely a busy week last week. But yeah, glad to be back here tonight and hanging out with you guys. As you can see, we have a great blind tasting set up. We'll get to know what's going to be in these glasses in a little bit. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to do something similar to what we did with the Black Bourbon family with Jason and Brandy, where I will set up this blind tasting, which I did for Josh and Erin from Stuff and Whiskey, who will be on in a little bit. And we'll taste through them, and then whoever super chats tonight will be in the running so if anyone wants to keep track of some names, we'll be in the running to win this exact flight once we find out what's in each bottle. Or what's in each glass, I should say. So should be a fun night. We'll get to know Josh and Erin a little bit. But first, let me say hi to a bunch of people in the chat. Say hi to you guys. B Sims is here. What's up, B? Kenny Killingsworth is here. Chris Abuzalencia. What's up, buddy? IC86 is in the house. Dr. Dubs. What's up, man? Let's see. Anthony Orlando's here. What's up, buddy? Uncle Buck. My goodness, this sexy couple has been everywhere this week, and I like it. Let's see. Lava Man's here. The Linux Cat's in the house. What's up, man? How you doing, Donnie? Wade Ward is here. Did everyone get a Maverick and Iceman? That's right. Today, we released, the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club released our newest picks. We did 2 cast strength Woodinville picks. One was the Maverick, one was the Iceman. It's just kind of like a fun Top Gun theme that I don't know how it started, but I started calling Scott Iceman. He started calling me Maverick, and then the joke went on. So the stickers for the actual bottles will actually look like this. So if you see on the left, that's the Maverick selection, and then on the right is the Iceman. So our patrons, if you're part of the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, all you have to do is become a patron of the channel. You get access to these picks. I think we only have about 170 bottles, and I think we're only down to like 50 or something like left. So So they're going fast. So we really appreciate the support from everyone. But here are the selections. I love the way the stickers came out. So they came out really cool. Let's see who else is here. Austin Phelps, Sugar Kitty's in the house. What's up, Sugar? Mike Franklin's here. Big Vic, of course. Cheech Artolino, what's going on, buddy? Nice to see you as always. Let's see. The Cornet's in the house. Dave Markowski's here. It's going to be a great night. Whiskey and stuff. Hello, all. Let's see. Marco Suarez is here. Whiskey Wimps is here. What's up, man? And more people just coming up. Abby Who Ings. Pop them, don't watch them. It's time. Whiskey Wednesday, let's go. Pop them, he says. I love that dude's fire. Joseph Brazzers coming in. It's a couple days early, but happy birthday, Jason. Oh, thanks, Joseph Brazzers. Yes, my birthday is Friday. I'll be turning the big 44, the double fours. That's right. The big double fours. Oh, man, we love some Woodinville. Yep. Yeah, actually, Bourbon Van, if there are some bottles left, I'll message you if you want to grab a couple of those. Big Vic is here. Cheers, Jason. I'll take that. Thanks so much. Maureen Fancy Franchi. I love your flight, so I'm excited for a chance to win this one. Yeah, Maureen won the last big flight we had with Black Bourbon Family, so that should be cool. You could be my wingman anytime, John Morris. Yeah, dude keeps it. Double fours on the floor. The Mashanddrum. My birthday is Friday too. Oh shit, Lava Man. Happy birthday. Yep. July 9th. So tonight, before we get started here, we're going to have Josh and Erin, a newer channel called Stuff and Whiskey, coming on in just a minute. These guys, they're based in Nashville, Tennessee. They've been putting out some really good content as of late. They do a lot of really just relatable content, very conversational, which I really like. Obviously, they have a great back and forth. They both have a photographer background, so their quality of video and their lighting just looks amazing. So, and I think one of the best like features they do on the channel is they'll take like a heavy hitter bourbon like a George T. Stagg, and they'll throw it up against a rare breed or something that's easier and hard to find. They tend to do that a lot, and I think that's also, really helpful for everybody out there that doesn't want to, spend a shit ton of money on bourbon, like most of us do. So they drop about 2 episodes a week, double blind head-to-head comparisons every Thursday, and their more conversational video podcast episodes are every Saturday. So they're starting to get into live streaming a little bit more here and there, but let's welcome them into the show. How you doing, Josh and Erin?
Hi.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's going on, you beautiful people?
Not much. It's nice Wednesday.
Yeah, we're just excited to be here, man. Thank you so much for having us on.
Yeah, glad we could finally, as I was saying, like we were, I was talking about last week and the craziness. I'm like, oh crap, I owe them a blind flight. I got to get it to them. So
yeah, it snuck up on us too with the holiday. Yeah.
So based on the videos I've watched, I kind of put together this flight because I'm not sure it's stuff that you guys have had before. So, and I wanted to, I don't know, I guess not so much test your palates, but try to see if I could, based on what you like, see if there's anything in here that I think you would like. So, So we'll have a lot of fun with it. So, so real quick, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us, what made you get into this crazy world of Whiskeytube?
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself.
Well, you can go first.
So pretty early on in our dating life, we went and covered this proper sake company. It's a Nashville company that does sake for one of Erin's friends who was running a blog. And with our photographer backgrounds, we were there taking photos together. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of fun to work on a creative project with someone that I was interested in. And
really, you were interested in me?
Yeah.
Oh, way.
And so it was a lot of fun. We both really loved that.
I think we were surprised at how much fun we both had because we both were used to doing our own thing creatively, and to work together and do it so well was really fun. Yeah.
And then just over the years, as we dated and then got married, we're sitting here, we're talking about like, man, we really got to find a creative project to do together. That was so much fun when we shot that proper sake company opening that one time years ago. And we're sitting around, we're sipping whiskey while we're talking about this. And finally we're like, what are we doing?
Why don't we just do this?
Well,
Yeah.
I started watching a lot of the Whiskeytube content and getting a bead on, just different products and things I might want to try.
Yeah.
And, I've been into whiskey since college. I went to college in Kentucky in the early 2000s, and, it was just, it was what was there. Yeah. So I had been into it for quite a while, and Erin had gotten into it when she got into her going out phase and
like going out dating phase.
Yeah. And so I was like looking into all the different channels and stuff. And it just seemed like, I think it was like the perfect confluence of us both being a little bit frustrated and fed up with the negativity that's on typical social media platforms.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's a big thing. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. And just like, that's not who we are. And it's not the kind of people we hang out with. And so, but we still wanted to be engaged somehow. And it just kind of all came together like, hey, let's just film what we do. Let's put it out there. This community is a great community. Yeah. I'd watch funny videos, or I'd see stuff happen that's noteworthy. I'd show Erin, the clips, so she kind of knew who everybody was. And yeah, I mean, we started kind of turning the gears on doing this thing last year, kind of later in the year. And then I got into the blind flights and the blind head-to-heads really big. And
on his own.
Yeah.
On his own, on Facebook. And then I think that morphed into, in early this year, us doing it on YouTube. And then we had actually filmed like a month and a half's worth of content before we put out a video, because we wanted to make sure we were having fun and that we could do it. Yeah.
And it was like prior to us starting the channel filming stuff, I had the only reason I'm on Facebook is for the Nashville Bourbon Social Club. It's a local group, and just this like kind of bright shining spot in the middle of everything else that Facebook is. And so I was doing a kind of a blind head-to-head format, like a bracket in there to put allocated stuff up against more available stuff. And that was a ton of fun. And I learned a lot about my palate through that. And Erin would try the stuff after the filming was cut off. She had no interest in being in front of the camera. Yeah. No. And I only did in that safe little pocket where there was only, a select amount of people watching. And, it went well enough. And we're like, let's just run with this. How can we adapt this format and get you involved and make it it was all shot on my phone. And I'm like, okay, how can we like ramp this up? And,
And here we are.
Like, I think one of the things, Jason, about your channel that we love so much is that like you take what you do seriously, but you don't take yourself too seriously. Yeah. And that is really an undercurrent for us as well. Yeah. Like we take the idea of producing good content seriously, but we're just here to have a good time and to have fun and to get engaged with the community. So
yeah, well, what's interesting is a lot of people ask me, I've gotten this question more often than not, especially recently. Jason, why do you do so much with the B-roll? I mean, does it really matter? The B-roll. I mean, is it? The question is always like, it looks great, but I always feel like it's like wasted time for you in the video. Like, why do you do so much? And I have two words for them. Like, basically, it's creative outlet.
Yeah.
I have it's like ideas I have in my head, and if I can't like get it in I love the challenge of filming a bottle and making it look really when I did the Old Crow review, somebody wrote like, you're the only person that could probably make a bottle of Old Crow look really good right now.
I agree.
And that's a huge compliment.
And
so
from a photography standpoint, bottles are insanely difficult to shoot well.
Glass in general.
And you do like
hard.
We're photographers, and like I literally don't. How do you do your B-roll, man? Like it's so good.
It took a lot of troubleshooting before I kind of got my perfect setup. Hey, the podcast is in the house. What's up? Will and the Grease is here. What's up, guys? Andrew Buchanan's here. We got the world's top whiskey taster in the house. It's ADHD Whiskey. Tim Cornet's here. I feel the need for some speed. Well, maybe some good whiskey. Appreciate what you do. Thank you so much, Tim. Thanks for dropping in and hanging out with us tonight. JG is reading the Choo Choo Train. Thank you so much. Always degrees. Will lost the login again. That dude's always losing it. I gotta the podcast. Let's get together soon, man. You guys we have to collaborate soon, man. I'd love to do something with you guys. So you guys though you've been drinking, whiskey for a while though. I mean, based on what I heard last night, when you guys have been dabbling in it for a good time, right?
A little bit. Josh longer than me.
Yeah.
I probably got into it maybe around the 2013 era, somewhere around there.
So nearly a decade. I've been into it for probably about 2 decades, back to college, and it was just cheap stuff back then. And honestly, it's kind of always been what I can find. A lot of my friends got big into bourbon hunting back in the around 2011, 2012, 2013. And I just wasn't going to have it. Like I was interested in other things more at that point in time.
Yeah.
And, prior to that, I remember 2007, 2008, I'm the guy that's showing up to New Year's Eve parties with a bottle of Four Roses small batch. And people are looking at me crazy. Why are you bringing that bottle? If you're going to bring something to mix, bring something cheaper. And I'm like, no, I'm bringing this to sip on. And they're like, who are you?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of I started, I was dabbling obviously in college, and then a little bit after, I was just sipping, Wild Turkey and some Evan Williams and stuff for a long time. Nothing crazy, and most of these guys know the story. I basically had a bottle of Booker's given to me at a bar. Somebody's like, "Hey, if you're into bourbon, you should try this," and I took a sip, and that started it all. So I was just pretty much hooked from there, and I wanted to learn as much as I could. And when I moved to Ohio, I pretty much immersed myself in history and whiskey geekery, as I call it. So
yeah, I call it bourbon nerddom for me. But I like whiskey geekery because it's a little bit more all encompassing.
Yeah, for sure. So
and by the way, on the intro, because we get really conversational when we're shooting. And I was looking at that Evan Williams single barrel, and I was looking at the booklet, and I was like, I don't know. I don't buy bourbon to read about it. I buy it to drink it, which technically is true, but it's no shade, because when I want to know about that sort of stuff, you're the channel I go to.
Yeah.
I go to your channel to get that information, because you do such a good job of finding the stuff that's really interesting. That's not just the marketing spin.
Yeah. And the funny thing about that is I've read so many stories, and I've immersed myself so much in it that I could smell bullshit a mile away on any bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, there's bottles that come out now that are just really trying to pull a story out in order for you to get interested and buy it. And then there's, you obviously have the heritage distilleries, Jim Beam, Heaven Hill, Wild Turkey, Buffalo Trace, all those guys that have this interconnectivity throughout the decades, and they're still connected in so many ways. And the people that kind of have gone in and out of those doors, some of those stories are so incredible. That's what kind of got me into the whole geekery part of it, because I wanted to learn some of that and tell it in a story in a way through YouTube where I can explain the story, explain who's making it, the people behind it, and then obviously just tell you what I think about it, in the glass. So that was kind of my thing. I mean, what was, when you guys sat down, you're like, okay, we're gonna do a channel. What was kind of your on paper? What was kind of your mission statement for what you wanted to bring to Whiskeytube?
Well, I think because I don't get into the whiskey nerddomness of it. I just enjoy a pour. And so I think we wanted to make it accessible to people like me who don't necessarily have the time or the brain energy to know about, all the things that make it what it is, but enjoy it and enjoy it with other people as well. So I think for me, that was a big component. It was I want to do this, but I'm not a whiskey expert, and I can't pretend to be. I'll tell you what I think when I taste something, but it's probably not going to be a typical tasting note. It's probably going to be I taste asphalt or something and as long as I could do that, I was I'm good. And Josh, I think enjoys the nerdiness of it. So he's kind of more that role for us, and I'm more of the non-nerdy person.
Well, I think that's a good, yin and yang for your channel, because Josh will get a little bit more into it. You kind of call out the notes, and listen, it's scientifically proven that women have better palates and noses than men. So any weird like note that you may get, I would not take that out of hand, because I've some of my friends and their wives that come over and they will have a bourbon and smell it for the first time, and I'm like, holy crap, I do get that. How'd you just pull that note? Like, it's amazing. It really is. I mean, and some of the best women in the industry, are that are making a lot of noise. Jackie Zykin, she's the master taster at Old Forester. I mean, she's got a hell of a nose and palate. So, I mean, you have Elizabeth McCall over at Woodford Reserve, who came from Old Forester, doing all that sensory, the sensory lab and working in that aspect of it, really kind of driving the force of just like looking at a bourbon from a perspective of, okay, if everything should taste like this, can you find the one note that's in here that's throwing this off in a profile a little bit? It's incredible. I think it really is.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's I never cease to be amazed at some of the notes that Erin gives, and just like her, like I always say that she's like a very experiential taster, and so even for us, like what we find is, and I don't know how well you could speak to this because you're really, really good at pulling notes, and like there'll be times where we'll have stuff in a blind and it's something we're super familiar with, but I'll get a totally different note on it than I've ever gotten before. Or there might be a note that I always get that's missing on that blind. But what we do find that is consistent is like, is it fruity sweet? Is it spicy? Does it have depth and complexity, or is it more of like an easy sipper? Things like that. And then we kind of highlight that and then focus on whatever else we get, which is, we kind of have this like tongue-in-cheek, what we call our objectively excellent subjective scoring rubric, which like right there in the title of the name is kind of a shot at ourselves by calling it subjective and highlighting the subjectivity of the tasting experience. But yeah, it's something that we just kind of have fun with, and it's all like, thumbs up, thumbs down. Like, do we like it? Do we not like it? A lot of times for us, with our palates being where they are, it's one of those things where it's like we can have two things that are both really good, and it could come down to a flip of a coin or the mood that day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And definitely things you eat, definitely things that you, when you have one whiskey next to each other and, and you go down the line, it all affects. Yeah. It all affects like your flavors differently, and it'll help. Different whiskeys will draw out different flavors. Even like I like smoking cigars. So even a cigar will draw out different flavors in the bourbon and vice versa. So all that stuff. So we finally found out why ADHD whiskey became the world style whiskey taster. This is why I started identifying as a woman. It's been night and day. So ADHD whiskey. Oh my God. That's amazing. Out. Hey, we got, This Is My Bourbon podcast is here. What is up, Perry? The Master Drum, good to see you, buddy. Also, Stuff and Whiskey, so cool to see y'all on here. Absolutely. Perry is a great friend of the show. Love Perry. He's doing, if none of you guys have listened to Perry at his podcast, This Is My Bourbon podcast, you're missing out on some great, you talk about nerdery and geekery, kind of taking deep dives into some of these people that are behind the distilleries, and the dude has an amazing palate too. Same thing with the podcast. Everyone, subscribe to the podcast as well. Let's give them a listen. Another great podcast as well. Let's see. Mashville Turkey Strong, Jason Turkey Strong. Oh yeah. So speaking of like tasting notes, we did our Russell's Reserve pick, and when our community got it, I thought I pulled out a shit ton of tasting notes. I got like hit from all sides, all different people coming and saying they're getting this, they're getting that, they're getting this. And that's what I think is the most amazing thing about, tasting whiskey and everyone's palates and, what they get, what they don't get. I can only, because you can only really give your opinion based on your own experience, whether it be what you tasted in the past and what your brain connects with. So if there's something that you've never had, you'll never be able to really pick that up in a glass because your brain doesn't know what it tastes like. But other people's that, that do taste those things, all of a sudden will bring that to life for you. And then you kind of start connecting the dots. And I think that's the part of it that's fascinating.
Yeah.
No doubt, man.
For sure.
That's, you had mentioned kind of in the early intro to the channel how like, we're conversational and to us, like, we film here in our kitchen here in the heart of our house because like when we have friends over, this is where we're at. We're in here, we're around food, we're around drinks, and we're just talking and
hanging out.
And if I have a buddy over that wants to get nerdy about notes, then we can go back and forth on like, hey, like, I'm getting this, and then they tell me I'm crazy, and then they tell me they're getting something else, and I tell them they're crazy.
Yeah.
Or if it's just, if we just want to hang out and sip and we just want to say like, this is so good, like, we can do that as well.
Yeah.
And that, talking about the idea for the channel and what we wanted it to be on paper, that's really what it is. Like, we really just want it to feel like, the viewer is just sitting right over there and we're having this conversation just like we'd be if you were hanging out in our home with us.
Yeah, it does feel very conversational. And so, also it's a really cool set, and you guys definitely got your lighting and everything down, good audio. So you guys have definitely been killing it from the beginning. And I think that's a big thing that, a lot of the newer, whiskey tubers are coming in with. You can't come in just, sitting at your kitchen table with bad lighting. It's, you have to at least give some sort of quality, I think. So, but just like you said earlier, it's kind of, it's putting the production and quality of great content out there, but also, still remaining kind of yourself and being yourself. And, it's more about just, telling people what you think. You're giving an opinion. It's not, it's not whiskey doctrine. It's just, you're just giving an opinion. And I think, I know the comments can be really, have you guys experienced some like crazy comments since you started?
Not too bad.
It's been a lot of support, I'll say.
Yeah.
And we both look at the comments. But we did have one kind of come out of the side and criticize Erin for giving something a low score. It was an Old Forester barrel proof or barrel strength, and it just didn't hit her palate right. And somebody took umbrage with that, and we just had to let them know that
Josh shut them down.
I just said like, hey, this isn't the channel for that.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like the thought hit me when we were just talking about that is like, it's in Lance at the Whiskey Tornado, and I've talked about this. It's like nobody cares if you say you don't like broccoli or cheddar cheese, but the second you say you don't like a whiskey, people lose their mind.
Yeah.
And and I guess maybe in person that can go down that way too. Like I can say try this, and my friend could try it and be like, oh man, that's awful, and I'm like, what? You're crazy. Like it can be a whole thing back and forth, but that context doesn't exist online. And some of the stuff
people like when people disagree with you, I feel like there's just like an inherent like idiocy that they don't know how to like be nice about it. I don't know what it is. I've gotten more shit about my 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 aversion to my hatred towards Blanton's than anything on earth. And it's and I always explain to everyone, like, listen, I don't hate Blanton's. Blanton's, it's a solid bourbon. It's just, you got to realize it's only a 6 years old bourbon now, and people are still lining up for it around the fucking block. Like get over it. Wake up.
Yeah.
Like I get that people love it, but I mean, it's just educate yourselves a little bit as to all the amazing stuff that's available and on the shelf that Blanton's can't even compete with. Yeah. So it's stuff like that gets to me. Not so much, I actually give it to Buffalo Trace. I'll give them credit for this. They're putting it a younger age statement. Well, there's not age stated, but they're putting younger whiskey in it to try to keep up with the demand for Blanton's. So that's why the reason why we're getting younger juice in the bottle is because, so many people want it. So I wish they would do that with other with other bottles they may have, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So,
yeah. Yeah, it's funny you should mention the Blanton's thing. Like that was one of the allocated bottles that I got when I first started kind of shopping around, and I picked up some other stuff too, and getting those bottles was kind of the impetus for me to do the blind tournament that I did, that then led to us talking about doing this channel together. Like as soon as we get an allocated bottle in, like I'll buy them if I have the opportunity to buy them at retail, But as soon as I get it in, I'm cracking that thing open. We're trying it. We're putting it in blinds against stuff.
Yeah.
Because I want to find out if I really do prefer
yeah.
it, you know. And you had mentioned the George T. Stagg versus Rare Breed video, which I think to date is our highest viewed video, like not even close. Like it's double the views of anything else.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's no way that we could just pour those two in a glass and mix them up and taste them and not know what's what. But putting them inside of a bracket or a pool and not knowing that you're drinking those, and then trying them and seeing that, like, oh, these are both really good. I just have a preference towards this one.
And then
and then to find out that that's what they are.
Don't give it away in case people haven't seen it.
Yeah. To find out like
guys,
what they
are.
are.
If you haven't checked out that video, please do. If any cheats or any of the mods want to get your put the link to that specific video in the chat, please do.
It's a good one.
It's so fun. That's our favorite way to taste. So like this is our favorite way to taste.
Not knowing what we're tasting at all.
Yeah. We love doing it, and then like I love watching it, and then I'll show Erin the reactions, and she's like, it's a ton of fun, man. And this is what it's all about. Like this is what we do when friends come over. So
Mike Stahl's in the house. He's from Livewire Whiskey. You guys could go check that out. Another newer channel. Hot Buttery Rolls is here. What's up, man? Hot Buttery Rolls is in the house. What's up, buddy? Everyone go check out Hot Buttery Rolls. Let's see. Mash and Drum of Blanton's Train Decanters coming out. If that happens,
that's Fred how he feels about that train.
I'll buy it and then smash it. All right. So that's what we're going to do, guys. It's time to get down to business. So I have set up a five whiskey flight for you. A, B, C, D, and E, as you have right in front of you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all these, and we're going to do a little Josh versus Erin. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to ask you nothing too crazy. Basically, I'll ask you proof, who could get closest to the proof of this specific bottle or what's in the glass, and also age, if you can kind of get closest to the age. We'll add up the points at the end, and we'll see who wins. If you guys end up with a tie, I have a couple of bonus questions in store just for you. So I actually poured the same flight so I could go along with you because I want to see if there's anything that you guys are picking up that I'm not. I always love doing that with you, with other people, because like we just said before, people get different things in whiskey. So I think it's always interesting to go, back and forth and see what you guys are picking up. And while we're going through, we can answer some questions in the chat. If you guys have any questions for me, I'll have some more questions for you, and we can just kind of go through it. So I'm going to take out the notebook of no return. So I'm going to keep...
The notebook of no return sounds incredibly ominous.
So I'm going to put down Erin first, because ladies first.
Ladies first.
Oh, man.
Then we'll have Josh. Well, we won't do the guessing just yet. We can taste through them first. You guys can call out your notes. You can take notes. Whatever you're thinking, and then we'll go back a little bit later and we'll go through them. And again, any super chat tonight will get you in the running to win this exact flight that we'll reveal when we're done at the end of this. So let's dive in, guys. Do we have anyone? Let's see here. I got Erin, Bourbon of the Week. B. Sims, Erin for the win.
Oh, gosh.
Erin is currently 3-2 odds to win tonight.
Oh my gosh.
That checks out.
That's a lot of pressure for someone who just said she's not really like into whiskey tasting.
Into the
nerddom of whiskey.
Yeah. You guys didn't know you're tuning into a comedy show now. Like this really starts getting really funny.
Gotcha. No.
Well, you know what? Like, listen, Jason and Brandy from Black Bourbon Family, they said the same thing, and they were like, "Oh, we don't really know what to expect. All these crazy bourbons you could be sending." I'm like, just taste them and go through them. And, they actually ended up finding some really great bottles that they ended up hunting down afterwards. So we'll see how it goes. So let's start with A and see what we get, guys.
All right.
By the way, for chat, anybody watching, the Kinsey glasses, that's our reference pours.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, so that's what you get to wet the whistle a little bit.
We came prepared.
Yeah.
Well, you guys did. You even have pregame pours. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Bourbon Battalion's in the house. What's up, Bobby? Nice to see you, man.
All right.
I'm so bad at this game already.
Baseball. A lot of Team Erin's. Mash and Drum, my money is on the zombie hunter, Rick Grimes.
Oh, I don't want to let anyone down. The zombie hunter? Oh, I like that.
That's a new one. When I was younger and more baby-faced and didn't have a beard, I got Nick Lachey a lot.
What?
Yeah, in my 20s.
You've never told me that.
I don't tell many people that.
I don't buy that.
It's okay. When I was DJing and dancing for an entertainment company and my hair was frosted, I looked like one of the Backstreet Boys. I just don't remember which one.
Time out.
Did you have frosted tips?
Yeah, I had frosted tips. I had a whole.
No way.
The DJing I'll let slide, and we can talk about that offline. But let's talk about this dancing, Jason.
I've gone through this, man. We're not taking a deep dive into this shit.
What dancing are you doing there, buddy?
No. This was like when you went to like bat mitzvahs and like sweet 16s or proms.
Okay.
They would hire like these dance troops. So I was like one of the guys in those dance troops, and you know,
that's cool. Yeah,
choreographed dances and all that fun shit. So
while we were shooting weddings, you could have been there performing. Like it could have been a whole thing.
Jason, I'll super chat if you share a photo of you with that do. I don't have it on me, unfortunately, but I do have a picture of me in my I shared it on my Patreon. It was like me with like the dance troupe and like my glitter vest. It was nice.
Glitter vest.
Whiskey Wimp says the Master Drum, thank you for the great content, having great people on. Josh and Erin are the best. Cheers, Josh. You rock, but Erin has this.
Oh man.
Says Whiskey. I haven't seen Whiskey Wimps. Is Whiskey Wimps? Do they have a channel?
They do. Yeah, they're hilarious. There's like it's beautiful California light, and sometimes there's roosters involved.
Oh man,
there's a lot of stuff going on there that's really fun.
Hot Buttery Roll says when I had frosted tips in 2000, 2001, I looked like Ricky Martin. That was 100 pounds ago. Rest in peace, Ricky. HBR Martin. The picture is in his wallet upstairs. Jason was a b-boy. Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, glitter vest. Yep.
Glitter.
All right. So what are you guys pulling out of Glass A so far?
All right. You want to ladies first?
I'm getting a lot of brightness. So far, that's it.
Yeah, I'm getting like a fruity sweetness. To me, the two main things I'm getting are like apple and caramel, which is what I typically get on like a real traditional bourbon nose. Is just that jumps out at me when it's that fruity sweetness.
Mash bill. Mash bill. When you click on the link, you have to put in the password to get to the keg and bottle site. So there's an error to put in the password. So make sure you put in the password in. Can see a drunk Ione. Yo, glitter vest, play Freebird. that did happen, actually, probably.
Play some Skinnerd.
Yeah, play some Skinnerd.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back on that because something hit me on the finish that I was not expecting.
Oh, you guys sipped it already?
Oh, we did. Were we supposed to stay on the nose only?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Cheers. I just want to say cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Okay, yeah, I'm still getting like just caramel apple. Like I said, fruity sweetness on the nose, but it's kind of leaning over to like the candy sweetness side. Like it's making me think about a pack of chewy sprees.
I'm not getting sweet, like at all.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Wow. So okay. So what are you getting, Erin?
I don't know.
Whiskey.
Alcohol.
Lots of whiskey notes.
I don't know. It's just like bright. It's just a brightness. That's all I can say. But
Well,
I'm not getting sweet.
I will definitely agree with the brightness. There is definitely like a lot of bright. So I think you guys are kind of along the same path, but just in different ways. The brightness, I think, is kind of what Josh is getting with the, that bright caramel apple. There's one particular note though. I'm surprised you guys aren't picking up just yet.
Oh, you shouldn't be surprised at all. Have
you watched our show?
Got an ETA on the Old Elk and Wilderness Trail. Yeah, the Old Elks are actually coming real soon. With the Wilderness Trail, I think will probably be more towards August. So
this smells familiar. Now that so for me, I typically once I have a few sips, then like the nose opens up for me. And it smells familiar. Like
Bourbon of the week says, "Don't let us down, Erin. I got a lot of money on this."
Oh, I'm gonna let you down. I'm so sorry. Don't bet on me. I'm trying, but I won't win.
I get a lot of I get like butterscotchy oak on A.
Yeah, I'm getting like when you say butterscotch oak, my mind was saying sweet oak, and I was trying to place what it was. And when I said that something hit me on the finish that I wasn't expecting, that's what that was.
Smells like old school books.
Oh yeah, for sure. I totally get that.
Yeah, that's what I just.
I can actually see that. Yeah.
I used to say it tasted like old or smelled like old like furniture, like maybe not so much books, but like an old office.
Kind of musty, but not gross.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like old.
Yeah, like leather-bound books.
Yes.
Yeah, the finish.
Many leather-bound books.
Many leather-bound books. Yes.
I'm not gonna go. I don't want to reveal any proof guesses out loud.
No, yeah, you don't have to do that just yet.
I don't want to tip her off, but I'm surprised at how long the finish goes for what I believe this proof point to be. Like it carries for a while.
Yeah, so
I don't know about the proof and the age.
Well, you don't have to do that just yet, Erin. You could kind of take your notes and we'll come back to it once we taste through all of them because I think some of these are gonna be they might trip you up a little bit. They might be there's some vastly different whiskeys in this flight. So
So what you guys don't know is when Jason sent us the sample jars and we pulled them out of the box, I was looking at them and I was like, man, 3 of these are probably motor oil.
Dark.
Like so two of the sample jars are clear sample jars. I did not realize the other 3 were the tinted amber sample jars. And I was like, my goodness, these are so dark. But E is real dark nonetheless. A couple of these are pretty dark.
Oh yeah, there's some darkness ones in there for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to
everybody darkness.
Darkness. All right, let's go to B.
All right, let's go into B. Oh wow.
What'd you get? Rick Grimes?
Rick
Grimes is getting
Coral.
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 Get out of the way, Coral.
Get out of the way, Coral.
Man. I thought glass A had like an apple sweetness. This is bowling me over with it's jumping out of the glass.
Yeah, this smells more sweet to me too.
Yeah, this is bringing a lot of sweetness.
I feel like I'm getting some banana in there too. I feel like I'm getting like an apple, sometimes it goes apple banana and sometimes it goes banana apple that I get on like Jack Daniels and Old Forester products.
I could see that completely.
Okay, so I have been on a mission to try to get this banana note that Josh keeps talking about. And someone commented, I think it was last night, to think about banana Laffy Taffy.
Yes.
And when I think about that, I got it for the very first time in my life.
Hey.
I just smelled banana.
Cheers.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're growing right here in front of your eyes. We're like caterpillars becoming butterflies right before you.
They're getting their beautiful wings.
But yeah, a banana Laffy Taffy. If I think that, I get that a ton.
So typical distilleries that will have banana notes. Most people look at Jack Daniels. You look at Old Forester, and in some cases, you look at Barton as well. Yeah. So I'm not saying that's what's in this glass, but I'm just saying those 3 will usually give you the banana note sometimes.
You're not saying that's what's in this glass, but you're not saying that that's what's in this glass either.
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. There's something else in there that's underneath that, but that's so strong in the forefront of my mind that I'm like having to dig underneath and try to uncover what that is. It's like a layer below.
It's a lot of work.
So this particular bottle, when I first reviewed it, I wasn't getting a lot of the banana in it. As it's opened up, it's interesting that you guys picked up the banana right away. As it's opened up, the banana has come out. This is the first time I've gone back to it since it's been open for a little while. And I'm surprised how I'm getting like banana nut bread in this. I'm also getting a little bit of, I'm still getting a little bit of a toffee note in this one too. So yeah, it's really nice.
That toffee is I'm not getting the bread. Like I really struggle with the bready notes I was keto for a while, so like I just didn't do a lot of bread for a while. Maybe I've lost it from that.
That's no way to live, man.
But it's not really. But the toffee note, that was what was underneath that I was trying to put my finger on. It was like that sweet kind of anchor to the fruity sweetness.
Yeah. This has a huge toffee punch, especially on the finish for me.
Yeah.
And I love every second of it. It's very buttery. How you doing how you doing with this one, Erin? Have you been able to get past the Laffy Taffy?
No, not yet. I need to taste it.
That's all she's getting is the damn bananas.
Yeah.
Now that I can smell it, that's all I can smell.
Once it gets put in her head, like getting her past that is, and we've got some videos where she will grab something and put it in my head, and I'm like, oh, that's it. Like I can't get past that. And this is all like real time, just like this. These are our first impressions. Like we poured these, but we haven't been smelling them at all. So you guys are seeing our first impressions here.
I'm gonna take a sip.
All right, you're in on the sip.
Hot butter rolls. Erin, that's no way to live. Erin just became my favorite person of the night.
Thank you.
Michelle Martin. Holy shit, Michelle, 44. A little something to help you celebrate your birthday on Friday. Thanks for the awesome content and guests. Love this channel. Thank you so much, Michelle. Yeah. Michelle's a great patron of ours, patron of mine. Hopefully she got her Woodinville picks today. So
very cool. Yeah, cheers to your birthday, man.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Would not have pegged you at 44, which is
we're not there yet. We'll wait till Friday.
We're not there.
I got a day and a half before.
I'd like to request that Erin do the rest of this live stream in a Long Island accent.
No.
She's much better at accents than me.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I only do like funny accents like Valley Girls. Well, Long Island accent. Long Island, like when I was talking about my DJing dancing days, there was some really hardcore like oh my god, like girls like.
That was good.
Yeah.
All right, are we on the palate of 2 or B rather?
I've already taken a sip. Don't tell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That kind of, it's almost like a salted like toffee.
Yeah.
Just carries. Mm-hmm. Still carrying.
Yeah, this one has a nice long. I mean, A and B, I think both have very nice long finishes, and that's like my favorite part of a good bourbon. Scott Tilton is giving $10 super chat for That's No Way to Live. Everyone wants to get bread. Everyone wants to eat bread.
You got to have warm carbs in your life or you're not living. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Hey, listen, I grew up on pasta. There was no way I was dodging any carbs.
Yeah.
So when we talking about that sake company date that we went on, like I realized pretty early on that the keto lifestyle was not going to work with this one. So I had to abandon ship. Like it's in her hierarchy of love and life is pizza number 1, sleep number 2, I'm number 3, and then like.
And then
I think that's it. I think I'm pretty much at the bottom of the list below sleep and carbs. Those are the things that you cared about.
But that is a pretty accurate list, nonetheless. You're in the top 3.
Yeah. I'm in the top 3, even though I'm at the very bottom of the list.
No, you're at the top 3. You're at the top.
Yeah, Jason, your impression of your mom is a great one. Yeah, my mom is. I make my mom sound more Edith Bunker than anything. Let's see.
You see Hot Buttery Rolls comment? He's 98% warm carbs.
Yeah. Hot Pockets equals warm carbs. 90% warm carbs.
Jim Gaffigan Hot Pockets.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the banana is not carrying over on the palate nearly as strongly. It goes.
I completely agree. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It goes way more towards the toffee side. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm going to say the same thing I said on glass A to glass B. For the proof point that I think this is, I'm very surprised at the complexity and the length of the finish. Like it's
on B.
Yeah,
for the proof point that this is. So you're already calling what the proof you think it is.
Oh yeah,
he likes to do that, and he's always wrong.
I'm always wrong.
I love the confidence though. Josh's like, for the proof point that this is, because I know I got it pegged.
You gotta, like
wrong on this. Yeah,
I'm immediately regretting my strategy because, like, I thought, I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna be confident, I'm gonna intimidate the competition.
I'm already intimidated, dude.
And the thing is like she knows I'm always wrong, so there's no intimidation here.
All right. So I think now, well, let me check what glass 3 was. I actually forgot what was in 3. Let's see here.
So A and B, what's your preference so far?
Oh, okay. I got it.
I'm curious to see where she's at.
So speaking of notes that you can't get past, when Nancy Fraley was on the channel, we were doing some blending. She said that there was a cigar blend that she gets some blue cheese in it.
Ooh.
And after she said that, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I couldn't get past it. I'm like, I never in my life would have thought blue cheese.
Oh man, that's bad.
In a whiskey. And I mean, it wasn't in a bad way. It was just like this little like waft of blue cheese that she like called out. I'm like, there's no fucking way. How did she even pick that out? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a wild note.
That's why she's Nancy the Nose Fraley. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a wild note. I would not know what to do with that. Yeah. Do you like blue cheese? Is that part of your? Are you a blue cheese or are you a ranch guy?
Probably more blue cheese, but I don't. It's not like I go for like when I get like hot wings and stuff. I don't want any of that shit on my hot wings. I like to go. I don't like to dip. I just like to go. I want to feel the heat, man.
You're a purist. Hot wings.
Yeah, like Nashville, like hot chicken. I went to. I want to say it was Hattie B's.
Okay.
You're probably right.
We've got some other places for you to try next time.
If you don't live here, then you went to Hattie B's.
Yeah, that's where everyone was going, and I think the hottest one was Shut the Cluck Up.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. That's it.
I had the one just below that.
The Damn Hot.
Yeah, I had the Damn Hot. I didn't want to go Shut the Cluck Up, but I had the Damn Hot. I didn't put anything on it, and I thought it was good. I survived. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, their stuff is pretty solid. It's funny, anybody that's in the chat that knows Nashville hot chicken, their Hattie B's heat levels are their higher heat levels are kind of on par with like the middle to hot levels of some of the other spots in town, like the little hole in the walls. But the hottest hot chicken I've ever had was at Hattie B's, and it was the Damn Hot. They're extra hot. Mm-hmm. And they use extract, and I swear the cook just must have dropped the bottle of extract onto the food and then picked it up and like, you know what, just send it out the door. It came out like the same color as the subscribe button up there in the top right of the screen.
Yeah.
And I took a bite of it and I could not breathe in through my mouth for 10 minutes and I could not talk.
And he loves hot chicken.
And I love hot chicken.
He's a hot chicken guy, so this must have been super hot.
Yeah.
No, I can see that. Yeah, I'm all about hot chicken. Jason the Gorgonzola C, are you kidding? I like it. I do like Gorgonzola. Oh man, one of my favorite. So Erin, you'll appreciate this. And Erin, are you guys into like making pizza at home?
Yes.
Oh, big time.
Right, so about to give you a recipe. Everyone watching, get your notebooks. Here we go. I went to Italy and I went to go visit my family and went to this. My family had this really nice, like, it's funny. They had like this big house that they just built floors on to accommodate each one of their children as they were. So once they got married, they went and lived in one of the floors of the house until they were ready to go off on their own.
Oh, wow.
So they were left with like what is now, I think they turned it into a bed and breakfast. But they had this like nice big house and it's just sitting on just a garden of everything. I mean, they had a little plastic table underneath a bay leaf tree. It was amazing.
Wow.
So one night, my great uncle's wife is like, we're gonna make pizza. I'm gonna make a bunch of different pizzas for you. And my favorite pizza in the world that she made was, it's going to sound weird, but basically what you do is, and they don't use mozzarella on their pizza where they had it. They use provolone. So they got some grated provolone. They put a little olive oil on the fresh dough, a little salt and pepper. Then they took freshly grated provolone, put that on the pizza. Then on top of the provolone, they laid down strips of prosciutto, fresh prosciutto.
Okay.
All right. So do that. Add a little bit more provolone on top. Just a touch, and then what you're going to do is throw some gorgonzola cheese on top of it.
Okay.
All right, so have some gorgonzola. Now, while that's cooking in the oven, go to the stove and caramelize the shit out of some sweet onions.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So then when the pizza comes out all bubbling, you cut it up some slices. You take that slice with the gorgonzola, the prosciutto, a little bit of the provolone, and then you put those sweet onions on top, those caramelized onions, and you take a bite. All those flavors, I had never tasted anything like that in my life.
Wow. Okay.
That is my favorite pizza in the world to make, like, for people. And they're like, what the hell is this?
Do you put the onions on as you're eating it, or do you put the onions on over the whole thing?
You could do it either way, but you make the onions on the stovetop, and then when the pizza comes out, you could either lay the onions all on top, or you can cut your slices, and then people could put however much they want on their own.
That sounds delicious.
Hey, I'm about this. Like, we have, like, I feel like we've kind of perfected our regular pizza recipe, but like now we need to start branching out into this. We've actually been working on it for like 6 months, and we freaking love making pizza at home.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big process when you do the dough, like the long cold ferment. But yeah, we're big into that and have a ton of fun doing it. And this sounds like you said provolone and you lost me for a minute. But then
that's what like jarred me when I first went there. And they're making pizza with provolone. I'm like, wait, what? So
but you know what? You said prosciutto, and you totally redeemed yourself.
And you totally redeemed yourself. All right, let's go into C, because it's this is a different animal, I think, for you guys. So
all right, C is notably darker than A and B.
It smells very astringent.
Right now, Erin has a preference towards B. I have a preference towards A. We definitely have some palate preference differences.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Hey, what's up? Eric Waits in the house. What's up, Eric? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, wow.
Talk about like a sweet spree or something. It's like, I get a chewy spree. You say you always get that? I get that.
I'm not getting that.
I got very astringent, and then my second smell was like kind of sweet.
Yep.
Yeah. Not to tip off the competition, but this definitely smells like we are stepping up in proof. Oh, wow. I
feel like this smells sweeter than the other two to me.
More like candy sweet.
Like candy sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very candy.
You know what? Like, I feel like 1 and 2 were solidly in the bourbon camp. I feel like this is tipping towards that rye, or maybe like a high rye bourbon.
Look at you trying to get fancy.
I love how Erin's like literally staring into the glass, trying to figure out what's going on in there. So just like looking down in it, like,
tell me who you are.
Do you know who you are? Do I know who I am? Who are we really?
Who am I? Got a lot to ponder.
Wow, this is incredibly candy sweet on the nose.
And you think it's a rye?
I'm not sure about that. I'm just saying, like, it's so much more candy sweet than these first two.
Yeah.
Josh, have you tasted it yet?
Not yet.
No, can we?
Should we go in?
Yeah, go for it. Because I'm curious what you're going to get on the palate in, now that you've nosed it to death.
Ooh, whatever this is, I like it.
I'd be stunned if this wasn't a rye.
I like this a lot.
I don't know. Now I'm getting some sweetness.
It's really easy to sip.
I feel like I might know what this is.
No, you don't.
Do I or do I not?
I know I don't, so I'm just going to say that right now.
Josh is like, proof, nailed it. Bottle, I got it.
Results, totally off
Okay,
base.
so when I smelled this, I thought for sure it was going to like punch me in the face when I drank it. And I drank it, and it gave me a big old hug, and I loved it.
Yeah, this does give you a nice little hug. Eric Wade says, I was trying to think of the best wine to pair with the Massandrum pizza. The onions are the biggest challenge. I'm thinking maybe a Primitivo from Puglia, Italy. Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, let's do that.
So what part of Italy?
Say again, Josh?
What part of Italy?
So my family is from Calabria. So we have a little small town called Sattigliano, which is, it's kind of like, if you're looking at the boot of Italy, it's kind of like just above the ankle of the boot in that area. Called Calabria. Okay. Yep.
On the East Coast?
More towards the West Coast. West Coast.
The West Coast?
Yeah. Yep.
So south of Rome.
Yep.
Okay. We were actually going to go to Italy on our honeymoon. We were going to fly into Rome, and we were going to like kind of trek across. Neither of us had ever been, and really want to go for the pizza,
the wine,
the food, the wine, all that stuff, like the culture.
I mean, listen, Rome is incredible, but it's just so crazy over there. If you guys did Florence, the Amalfi Coast, if you went down and experienced some of like, you know, southern Italy as well, even like Lake Como or something like that, I mean, you guys you'd be set.
Yeah. We were going to do Florence too.
Yeah. Florence was going to be our main. We were going to fly into Rome and then spend a day or 2 days, I think like a night and then one more day. And then we were going to go to Florence and stay there. That was going to be our hub for the rest of the trip, which they say is a good idea, apparently.
Florence had the best pizza I ever had in my life.
Sign me up.
Remember that.
But yeah, we really wanted to go. COVID completely shut us down. COVID hit, like, we got married May of 2019 and we were going to go on our 1-year anniversary.
Oh, you guys are pretty fresh newlyweds still, kind of.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, we were going to go on our 1-year anniversary and COVID shut us down.
Yeah, we had to cancel it. We were a month away from going and everything shut down.
Well, you know, you guys will get there sooner or later. So
sooner or later. My
family's from Domino's, Italy, only 30 minutes away.
So kind of a funny story. Domino's, Italy triggered this in me. I used to do wedding photography, and I was shooting a wedding in Spain, and I was over there for I was kind of you're already over there, so like, why not make a trip of it? So I got there early and I was shooting around at different, or going around to different cities, and like, I don't know Spanish, and I'm like going to different places and eating, and like, Spain is all about the tapas, like the little, small plate foods.
Yep.
And I'm like, I like to eat, man. Like, I really like to eat. And so after like a week, I just broke down and I saw a Domino's, and I went and ordered a large pizza and just sat in the public square and ate the whole thing by myself. And I felt so much judgment on people's faces walking by, but I've never cared less about it. That was the best tasting food. That was the best tasting pizza ever.
Yeah.
Better than the pizza
Domino's pizza in Spain.
In Spain.
All
yep.
Right, cool.
That's not that bad. I mean, honestly, when we were in Italy, we were there for 2 weeks, and about 3/4 of the trip through, my cousins, I'll never forget this, they were like, I've had enough of the fucking pizza and the pasta and the bread. I just want McDonald's. Is there McDonald's anywhere? And we literally got in our van and drove around until we found a McDonald's. So
I had McDonald's in Spain too.
We ate McDonald's in Italy. I was like, this is a fucking travesty, guys. What are we doing? So.
Yeah, I ate McDonald's in Spain too, in Milan, and like there were people in the little public square like kicking soccer balls around, and street vendors, and I was like, this is the most Spain thing ever. But like, I just really want an Egg McMuffin right now.
Yeah. Great show. Erin and Josh are amazing guests. I think we'll go down the rabbit hole and watch all their videos. Absolutely an experience, Whiskey New Guy.
Thanks.
Yes, if you guys have not yet, please give Josh and Erin a subscribe and check them out. Dusty Dan's in the house. What's up, Dusty? Nice to see you, bud. Hey, Whiskey Tornado, Lance is here. All my favorite people on one show. Cheers, Jason, Josh, and Erin. I know Lance has been busy with his doing a bunch of barrel picks on his side. So awesome. So, all right. So now that you've had the first 3, what's your favorite?
The third one.
C
For
for sure.
For you too, Josh? Really?
Yeah. I think even though I'm almost sure it's a rye, there's a sweetness there, like the candy sweetness. And when I say if you guys ever watch the channel, like, I really get kind of down on rye sometimes.
He does.
But like it's the strong mint and the dill and the black licorice. I'm out on those notes. This does not have that. This is way more like candy sweet, really, really fruity.
So maybe it's not a rye.
No, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
I think it is. I'm going to be totally wrong, and everybody can laugh at me, and that's great.
All right, so let's go to D. Now, D, I specifically picked for you guys because I saw a couple recent videos, and I thought this one might be a good one to throw you because I don't think you've had this one yet. So,
all right,
we'll see.
I'm not sure, but
this one also has some nice darkness to it as well.
It smells like the rainbow.
Smells like the rainbow.
So are you saying Lucky Charms or Skittles?
Skittles. Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow. There you go, Erin.
You know what? That's stunning.
You get it?
Yeah, that's stunningly accurate. It makes me mad that that's right. Like,
you know, I never thought Skittles, but I could see that for sure.
I think there's just so much fruit bursting out of it.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of fruit in this one for sure.
Man, I like it.
I'm getting like a mega strong raspberry note here. Like, or some kind of like, oh man.
I'm getting like melon.
I can see. I mean, name a fruit.
I see 86 because I have a suspicion what C is. Okay. And if I'm right, it's my favorite rye. Okay, we'll see.
Oh, someone else thinks it's a rye. Maybe it's a rye.
I think me and IC86 are on the same page.
I didn't give any tasting notes for C because if I did, it might give it away.
Oh, okay.
With IC, like icy, like you mix the cherry and the cola icy together. Mm.
Oh man, D is so good.
It is incredibly good on the nose. Whoever wins this flight tonight, like A and B are great. C and D are
is like nothing I've tried before, but it's also really easy to drink. And I like easy sippers. Like I like something that I can like hang on to for a hot minute and like just keep sipping it.
Aiden, so Josh and Erin are awesome. Proud to be able to teach them about bananas.
Oh, was that Aiden that said the Laffy Taffy? I think it was.
We know all about Aiden's banana.
Whoa.
Bananas.
Whoa. Cut that out. Edit.
Aiden's Bananas. It sounds like a cool band name.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Whoa, that's so good.
Yeah, this has me kind of confused on the palate.
I don't know what it is, but it's cool.
So it's so much fruity sweetness on the nose. And then you go over to the palate and it just goes deep and dark and rich.
Kind of like you.
Well, I'm not rich. I'm kind of dark after this 4th of July week.
Well, compared to me, you are.
Yeah, that's true. So, fun fact with a little bit of photography nerddom here, our primary light, our key light is on my side because I'm much darker complexion than Erin.
And he can handle it.
So like if the key light were on her side, it would be a mess over here.
She would light up like a Christmas tree.
She'd just be see-through. Yeah. Like it would look like it was like me and hair with a shirt on.
Erin is now transparent.
Yeah.
Basically.
All right, so what are you thinking about this one?
I don't know, but I like it.
Okay, I'm getting, after going in on the palate and going back to the nose, I'm getting more of like the caramel vanilla, like that deep dark anchor on the nose to kind of balance out the sweetness.
It definitely has like a darkness to it.
Yeah, it does. It's really good.
It is really good.
You know,
I would agree. This one is kind of like, it's almost like dark and light at the same time.
Yeah. It's very weird. I like it a lot, though. I think it's in the running for my favorite with C.
Yeah, C and D.
I really did think that you guys would enjoy this one. There's a particular type of like, which I did not expect for this whiskey. I'm not gonna say what it is, but there's I get like hazelnut or Nutella. You guys ever have Nutella?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like a chocolatey, like hazelnut type note on here as well. More on the palate than the nose. The nose to me just comes off very fruity and floral. But the palate, it gets like darker and you get like a chocolate, like hazelnut almost on it, which is really nice.
Yeah, the nose, the fruitiness on the nose definitely belies the depth on the palate, and that I can see like the chocolate. I'm not necessarily getting the hazelnut.
I'm getting more hazelnut than chocolate.
I did a lot of like the Justin's chocolate hazelnut more so than the Nutella.
Yeah,
that was always my jam. I used to eat that stuff just by the
spoon. Glass table sounds like it would go with something that smokes. Well, I don't know if that's what I'm not sure what you're thinking of, but it actually does go really good with a cigar. So I'm just telling you.
I could see Glass D going crazy good with some barbecue. Like, you know, it's funny. I was thinking earlier when we were talking about like taking what we do seriously, but not taking ourselves seriously.
Yep.
Like, we're the type of people that will like, I will smoke a pork butt or a brisket or some ribs for, you know, ribs for 6 hours, or a pork butt or a brisket for, you know, overnight, and then have guests show up, and then we just hang out and have a good time. Like, we're not plating 5-course meals over here. Like, it's going to be casual, but I'm going to put forth the effort in the prep. And
you mean you don't walk around with a chef's hat and go, please sit down for our baby rack of ribs.
Yeah.
No, that's not us.
And I think that's why whiskey's so appealing to me, because it's like, at its core, it's not really supposed to be something that's super pretentious. And
no, this is what whiskey is right here. Even though we're not in the same room, if we were, this would what we would be doing. We would be talking, having a great conversation, telling stories. This is what whiskey is about, especially to me at its core. It's about sharing and talking and experiencing, and, you know, just, you know, being laid back and, you know, sharing with friends. I mean, that's really what it is.
No doubt. And I think maybe that's why the community is so awesome too, because everybody's kind of on that same.
It is. It's literally. I don't care. I don't give a shit what anyone says about any community on any social media thing. And there's some great ones, but the Whiskeytube community, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Big Vic, let's open my 4-gate Mash and Journey pick. And nice meeting Josh and Erin. Cheers, guys. Oh, awesome. What do you think of the pick, Vic? John Bingham says, more good stuff, Jason. Need some samples. Sure. I've only got Nutella on one whiskey. If you go to a place and dance and count to 4. Brooklyn said true. Big Vic, ours is halfway gone already. Oh yeah, we the Mash and Journey 4-gate rye pick is that's sold out pretty quick. That thing is gone. The Russell's pick sold out pretty quick. The Woodinvilles, I know we sold. The Woodinville, so we sold about, I think we had 180-ish bottles, 150, something like that. And I think the last time I checked, there was only about 50 left of each. So if none of you guys, any of the patrons, have gotten your bottles yet, definitely go and get them.
So how much are you enjoying being able to go out and do picks in person? And side note, I will say we were very disappointed because you guys were in Bardstown, Kentucky when we were in Bardstown, Kentucky for my birthday, but we were just like, we were on opposite schedules and our paths didn't cross, so we didn't get to meet in person. But
that would have been cool. I mean, we were kind of all over the place. It's been amazing doing, you know, back doing them in person. I will say that what Lance said, Jason, I got that grape, you know, in your Russell's pick. That bottle is fire. Yeah, that little grape cherry note is there for sure. It's a nuttiness coming out of that bottle too. So we we've gone on some just some epic picks. You know, honestly, and I think I've said this, the Wilderness Trail pick we went on was probably the best experience we've been on. I mean, that was old school. You go in with a speaker and some music playing and a fucking drill, and they're drilling into barrels, filling up glasses.
That's
and
cool.
you're tasting right out of the cask. I mean, as nice as it is to go in and have an experience, like it's all set up for you, nice, and they have notebooks and a pen, and you can kind of write down all your notes, what you like, and taste through it. They have a little water there, so you can add your drops, so you can proof it down, whatever you got to do. You know, it's nice to just every now and then just freaking go old school. Go in the warehouse, get a drill, just drill some barrels, pour some whiskey, and taste it, and that was probably one of the cooler experiences I've had. So yeah, we're there's nothing like it. So maybe
I have heard that about Wilderness Trail, and you know, I'll do another shout out to the Nashville Bourbon Social Club, which doesn't matter to anybody that's not here in Nashville, but I remember like they do a lot of barrel picks, and the guys that run it, they posted a photo from their Wilderness Trail pick. Cause like I've heard so many stories of like, you know, you go to this distillery, that distillery, they give you like 3 barrels to choose from. You're out, like churn and burn. We're going to the next one. And Wilderness Trail, it's like a table full of glasses and like there's people lying on the floor. Like, it's like a whole experience, and you're gonna have a good time going.
Well, because like they bounce you around the warehouse. So like, okay, let's first see if we can find your profile. So you'll get a taste from over this side, then you'll get a taste from this side, then in the middle, and they just try to like kind of gear what you're looking for. And then because we had one, like the first one we had was like a mint bomb. And while some people like that, that wasn't really what we were looking for. And then we went on the other side, and it got like more on the chocolatey side. And then we went on and then we kind of stuck in the middle, and we got like the kind of the best of both worlds. So we kind of stuck in that area. And then you start drilling different barrels from that area just to find the best one in that area. And then by the time you're done, you're like you're looking sideways, but you had some really good freaking whiskey. So,
well, you think you have, but you might not know.
You think you have, but it was pretty unanimous. The pick that we had was like across the board. We were like, this is ridiculous. This is it. So,
I actually just had Wilderness Trail. I had the Wilderness Trail because you guys got a rye, correct?
Yeah, we got a rye single barrel.
Yep. So we just, there's so much whiskey out there, even just regular stuff on the shelf, and there's only so much budget. And one of us is a stickler for a budget. So we stay on budget, but I had never actually tried any Wilderness Trail products until very recently. And I tried a Wilderness Trail weeded pick.
Yep.
And it blew me away at how good that was. And you can get that at pretty much any store that they distribute to.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of like Skittles, some of those have some real like big fruit bomb Skittle flavors in some of those Wilderness Trail picks if you find the right one. But yeah, Wilderness Trail is definitely putting out some of the, and just like you said before, like we were really super excited to go to Heaven Hill. We picked an Elijah Craig barrel proof pick. And it was literally like there was 3 barrels. That's all we got to choose from. And the first 2 barrels sucked. And we were like, are we about to walk away from this pick? Because the first 2 barrels were not good at all. Yeah. Luckily, the 3rd barrel was more what we were looking for. So thank God we actually did get a really good Elijah Craig barrel proof pick. But if that 3rd barrel, like, I don't know what happens at that point. Do we walk away? Because they didn't look like they were about to go get some more barrels or more samples for us. So, and Buffalo Trace is very like get in, get out. But you got to understand, though, for those bigger distilleries, there's so many people doing picks nowadays. It can be like that. But, that's really not an excuse because Wild Turkey, you can go there for a pick and freaking Eddie Russell will keep pulling out barrels until you're happy. So there's guys still doing it the right way. So
I mean, we're huge turkey fans in this house and never have gone on a pick at that distillery, but like to hear the experience of people there and the way that they conduct business just makes you even more a fan.
Yeah,
for sure.
And we know you're a big turkey fan as well.
Oh, I'm a huge turkey fan. That's probably my favorite distillery. Honestly, I just love the history, the people, the amazing things they could do with one freaking mash bill is incredible.
Yeah. So. No doubt.
And their stuff is primarily, readily available. I don't have to look too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's
it's
nice.
And it's good, and I feel like it's kind of unique. Like that, the turkey funk that everybody talks about, like you get a unique product. You're not just dropping $30 or $50 on a product and getting something that's just completely interchangeable with the next thing. Like it actually has character.
I mean, the Russell Reserve single barrels, I mean, if you have enough of them from different warehouses, you could just see how vast the flavor profiles, change from warehouse to warehouse. It's really incredible. Look who's here. It's the Black Bourbon family.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Raise your drinks up casually. I always have to sing it. All right, guys, let's go to the last one.
Let's do it.
Oh, my goodness. All right. This one looks really dark.
Oh,
this smells like nail polish remover.
Yeah, there is a slight acetone note to it.
Yeah, acetone is the note.
A little bit.
Yep.
What's underneath that?
Exactly. Exactly. What's underneath the acetone?
All right. I feel like I'm getting some caramel under that acetone.
Oh, the palate is just so damn delicious, though. Woo!
Wow. I've never had a more acetone nose than that.
You usually taste that. It's totally different than it smells. It tastes like a teddy bear. I'm serious. Like it's like warm and like cuddly.
That's so freaking weird that you said that. I watched my New York Mets games, and in between the commercials, There's this Liberty Mutual commercial, you know, the Liberty.
Yeah.
There's this guy that says, you know, I have to be different in order to, to sell my products that I have. And the guy's literally has like a hot dog cart, but instead of hot dogs, he's selling wet teddy bears. He's like, get your wet teddy bears, get your wet teddy bears.
I've not seen that one.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know if it's like a New York like based commercial maybe, but I can't believe you just said teddy bears because it immediately thought of that freaking commercial. That's hysterical.
That's good marketing right there.
I'm like, is this what a wet teddy bear tastes like? I don't think so.
Wet teddy bear. Say it's a wet teddy bear.
Do it one more time.
No, I'm done.
Oh, the accent was so good. I feel like if there's anybody that can judge your Long Island accent,
no,
it's Jason.
I don't. Exactly why I don't want to do it.
Okay.
Although I do have a friend who grew up in Long Island. Like she's been in Nashville for, 15 years now. But whenever she would talk to her family, she still kind of gets into that zone. Yeah. And so she would call me Aaron a lot. So she'd like, this is my friend Aaron.
And I love it. Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
So speaking of the Mets, I'm not like this. I got so disenchanted with baseball during the steroids era. Mm-hmm. But I was like, growing up, like, you know, we talked kind of in the pre-broadcast, talked about Ohio State. My mom's family is from Alabama, and so I grew up with my grandparents a lot down there, and there was a lot of Braves baseball on. So I'm a Braves fan. But yeah, I'm actually friends with, like, loosely friends. Like, we know each other.
Let's not.
Yeah. I don't want to pretend like we're hanging out, but I'm friends with a Mets pitcher.
It's a Mets pitcher?
Yeah, Steven Matz. I'm not trying to name drop or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. Are you a fan? Are you a Steven Matz fan? You can say no. He's not going to watch it.
I was when he was on the Mets, but the poor bastard got hurt all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like as I've grown into like more of an adult, and I realize like how often professional athletes get injured. Like it's a real thing.
Because regular people get injured like us all the time.
Oh, I'm injured right now. Like, look, when I lose this, you better believe I'm blaming it on a bad back.
His injury will be losing to Erin. That will be the injury.
Yeah.
No.
What happened? I can't come to work tomorrow. What happened? I lost to my wife in a blind tasting.
Yeah.
and I threw my back out.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. Okay, so on the nose, still getting acetone, tons of fruity sweetness, like that candy fruity sweetness. On the palate, in my mind, I'm seeing a pack of the chewy sweet tarts, like the 4 big spheres, the discs. And I'm getting a lot of the red and the purple, like cherry and grape, chewy sweet tarts. It's got a little bit of that like chalky, you know, like when you bite into those chewy sweet tarts, it's like a little chalky.
There's like a dark fruit like mustiness to it that I really like.
I think that chalkiness is like the mustiness. It's like pulling it down, and then like that sweetness.
Sure.
Wade Ward says, got to get in a chance to taste a wet teddy bear. Yes, exactly. So real quick, while they're tasting the last glass here, a couple of programming notes. Next week, we're going to be going on a little bit earlier next week, I think around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But we're going to be welcoming on Caleb Kilburn, the master distiller from Peerless. Because the following night on Thursday, we're going to be going live again, and we're going to be doing our live barrel pick of Peerless. The following week, I believe, what was going on the following week? The following week on Thursday, we'll be doing our Driftless Glen pick. Will be coming up for the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club. So just some notes to take note of, and then I think we're trying to secure a date to get the master distiller at Jack Daniel's on the channel, so Mr. Chris Fletcher himself. So I'm really eager to talk to him and see what they got coming up at Jack Daniel's. So I cannot wait. So just some really great stuff coming to you guys on the next few live streams. So stay tuned.
So I will say the last glass kind of builds. The heat builds a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it's like a nice teddy bear, and then it kind of becomes a wet teddy bear.
I think it's like
a really angry teddy bear.
It starts as a teddy bear and then becomes a dragon.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Erin and Josh are great guests and entertaining. Wow, absolutely. Totally agree. Yeah, love Peerless. Actually, William Davilar, who's in the chat, he's going to be helping pick the Peerless. So if you guys want to see William Davilar and his beautiful wife, I think is she going to be helping William, or is she going to be getting in on the pick too? Because we definitely want to have her palette if she's available. So they're going to be helping with the pick as well. So it'll be a fun time next week. So. All right. So yeah. So I get like this crazy like this blueberry note on the last one too, but only on the very very end. I'm with you. I get all alcohol. I get a nice like punch of like super candy caramel corn sweetness on the middle of the palate, but then it gets all like musty oak and fruit on the back end for sure.
It's funny. So much of what we relate to like our whiskey tasting notes is kind of similar to coffee.
Yeah.
And like, so we do like Nashville is at no shortage of bougie coffee shops.
Yeah.
And so we'll go to these places and get coffee, and you know, every once in a while we'll get like a really strong blueberry note. And sometimes it's really bright, like that really bright, like it tastes like the color blue.
Like a young blueberry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then sometimes it's like way more deep and rich. And now that you say it, I'm picking it up, but I never would have got that had you not said it, which is one of the funnest things about watching your channel, which is if I have that whiskey and we taste it and we're watching it and like we can say like, oh yeah, like we do get that or we don't, but I can definitely get that. But a lot of times like tasting notes for us are kind of like these vague terms, like on a coffee bag, like where it's like, if it says it has pecans in it, we know it's nutty. I like nutty whiskey. I don't like nutty coffee. I prefer like bright and fruity coffee, like a light roast. But for whiskey, I do like that deeper, richer flavor profile. But the fruity sweetness that we're getting on 3 through 5, and Erin earlier, she was like 3 through 5 is where it's at. Yeah. Which is surprising to me because she tends to like
sissy whiskey.
Sissy whiskey.
It's what he's trying to say nicely, and I'm just gonna say it.
Maybe that's what our channel should have been called.
What's your ultimate example of a sissy whiskey?
Like just something super easy sipping.
Well, hold on.
Like Blanton's.
Well, I like Blanton's, but that's not my fault. I tasted it in a blind several times and liked it, so I didn't know. But
William,
I think,
Michelle will be there. Awesome, William. I'm glad Michelle's gonna be part of it.
I just tend to like whiskeys that are easier to sip, like I said. So maybe lower in the proof point, but only because sometimes the higher proof points tend to like punch me in the face is what I kind of say.
Yeah.
And I don't love that as like an overall experience. If it's
how are you feeling about these whiskeys? Have any of these overdone it for you?
No, actually none of them have. So
that's good.
That being said, that doesn't always mean it's a hard and fast rule that I don't like high proof stuff, because there can be high proof stuff that.
All right, so this is good. This is a good thing here, because I think you'll be surprised at some of these once we go through them. All right.
Probably.
She really likes Jack Daniel's barrel proof. Like she's not so much a fan of like Stag or Stag Junior or Booker's or ECBP or things like that.
I see that. I mean, because there's a difference between whiskeys that you could have bourbons, you know, Stag Junior, Elijah Craig barrel proof, Jack Daniel's barrel proof. You know, for those people out there who are not used to that type of stuff, yes, those drink hot. They do drink hot. Even the Old Forester single barrel proof bourbons that hit the market last year, those things drink like gasoline. A lot of them. So there's a big difference between bourbons that could drink hot and be high proof, or ones that can have a higher proof but are also packed with so much flavor you don't feel it as much.
Right. So, and I think that's what I like. The ones, if they're higher proof and they have flavor and I don't feel the heat, then I'm there for it.
Yeah. But Erin's like, give me rare breed all day long though.
Yes.
She loves rare breed. I love rare breed.
It's so good.
Give me Russell's picks.
This is why I love you twos. You're rare breed people. All right. All right. So
I got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
So with we didn't make any jokes about the D. Although
the D,
sample D.
Oh,
why Josh? Do you love the D?
I mean, I do love this D. And Scott told me that that if you get the D from Jason, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But
it is really
good. Like how much work do you put into making sure when you send out sample flights that D is something like commentable?
Sometimes I do make D or I put it as the hitter that I think it is. For this flight, I wasn't really sure because I'm just I'm still trying to get to know your palette. So
yeah. I have to say, I don't know if you guys can see my glasses here, but glass D has the least amount of whiskey left in it.
Mine too.
Out of all mine.
Yeah, mine too.
I've had more sips of it.
D and E are like C, D, and E. That's good.
All right, so we might see a little bit of a pattern here, and this is what I wanted to kind of bring to light, because this is stuff that I love to pull on people when they come to the whiskey room, and I do a blind flight for them.
You like to pull the D on people when they come to your house.
I pull out my D and I lay it on the table, and people they go crazy for it. So
there's no other way to do it, man.
No other way to do it. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back to first. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go through them real quick again, and this is when I want you guys to give me your proof and the age you think it is.
Oh man.
All right, and then from there we'll rank them. And then we'll go through what your guys' favorites were, and then we'll see who won tonight's head-to-head before we give away somebody a lucky person in whoever super chatted tonight is going to get a shot to win this exact flight. So
okay.
So I'll give you hold on, let me see.
Oh man, this is where I get nervous and I start sweating because I'm not good at this.
Yeah, it's really hard to smell anything over the sweat.
All right.
Oh man, coming off of E and going back to A.
Yeah.
Remember how I told you this is like it's kind of like a mind fuck. What happens with you kind of going through you go back to A because you guys were like fixated on C, D, and E. Now you're going back to A and B, which in the beginning you guys freaking loved, and now you guys are like A and B, and now we're going back to those things.
Well, I really liked B at the beginning, and I still like B, but not as much.
Yeah. So like we do everything on like a thumbs up system because it's just super simple and it's like kind of intuitive. Like you either like it or you love it, or it's just okay, or you don't like it.
Yeah.
Jason Sensibility says C, D, or E. I think I'm interested. Okay.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
C, D, like A and B are great. The C, D, and E are a step up.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
all right, so I got my key here. All right, so Erin, we'll start with you on letter A. Give me what's your proof you think it is?
Oh my gosh, I think it's young.
Okay.
I mean, gosh, I don't know.
If you're within, and if you guys are within, if you're within 2 years of nailing what the age is, I'll give you an extra point.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Maybe it's old.
I mean, it takes one to know one.
Shut up. That's not nice. I'm older than him, and he makes old jokes all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say 6 years, maybe.
Okay. And what do you think the proof is on that one?
Hold on. I got to taste my reference drink.
She was not checking her reference drink. I poured her so we have two different reference drinks. She has a Henry McKenna 10-year.
Okay.
Which that was a bourbon that was.
Henry McKenna 10-year is a good, that's a good, starter pour. Definitely.
Yeah. It was kind of like near and dear to us in 2018, kind of before it started disappearing off shelves. It's a little bit of a bummer. I have a different reference pour. I have a Four Roses single barrel, just the regular 100 proof.
Okay.
So you figure 100 proof 8-ish years, 100 proof 10-ish years.
This is more astringent than my reference pour. I don't know. I'm so bad at this. I'm just going to go with 110 proof because why not?
Because
why not?
Why not?
Why not?
All right, Josh, Mr. I know this shit. What do you got?
Mr. I don't know this stuff is going to say 100 proof.
Okay.
And I'm going to say 8 years.
8 years. Okay. All right.
And that's totally wrong.
No, you're probably right.
All right, let's go to B, which was the other one that you were like you guys really liked it at first, but now it's not so much a favorite.
I mean, it's still good.
I haven't gone back to B yet.
It's still good.
The nose is still great on B.
Yeah, the nose on B is ridiculous. It's really good.
Golly, the nose is.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll have a whiskey. I'm pretty sure B is a bourbon. I'm pretty sure all these are bourbons except for C. Except I think E might be a light whiskey. But A, B, and D I think are bourbons. And this is the type of bourbon that's like the palate's great, but the nose is somehow even better. And anytime a bourbon can do that, it's kind of impressive to me.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather drink it than smell it.
Okay.
All right. So Josh, why don't you go first on B? What do you think age and proof is on this one?
Man, coming off of E, these first two, this is a good stair step. If you're the person in chat that gets this, work your way A through E and then clear your palate and go back. I wrote down B was 104 proof, 10 years. Coming off of E, I'm doubting everything I ever believed in life, but I'm going to stick with 104 proof and 10 years.
100 and what proof?
104.
Okay, and 10 years?
You got it.
Okay. Erin, where are you at?
Okay. I just went with my gut and just wrote down some numbers. So
okay.
I said 100 proof, 10 years.
What? Okay, go ahead.
All right, you guys are.
She had it written down before I talked.
Yeah. I did. I had it written down.
We're on the same page.
For once.
We're on the same page. I like it.
God, B is so freaking like buttery on the palate. I love it.
Yeah, it is very buttery.
It is
very
good.
buttery.
Like, I don't want to discount B. After tasting C through E, I don't want people to think that B is not good because B still is good.
No, these are all fantastic. Like I like all of these, and I really like all these.
All right, this one I can't wait for. So let's go to C. This was the one that was kind of all over the place. So Erin, you're going to start off with this one. So give me age and proof on C.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so smooth. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I didn't write anything down. Dang it. Let's do age 12 years. Sure, that sounds good.
All right.
And proof 115. Sure, that sounds right. Let's do that.
Okay.
I'm just pulling things out of my butt.
Metza.
Okay.
Typical Wednesday.
It's a typical Wednesday.
Right. Tyler Sadler's tuning in from San Diego. Always great to watch you, Jason. Thanks for
you know what San Diego stands
San Diego.
Like the translation.
San Diego.
Yeah, you know what that means, right?
Yeah. Whale's vagina.
A whale's vagina.
Actually, I think it means Saint Diego. No, agree to disagree. All right. Josh, you're up for C. What do you got? This is the one you thought was a rye, and then you weren't sure, and now I don't know where you are. So
I feel like Erin might have me on proof, but I think I got her on age.
All right. What do you got for an age here?
I think it's 117 proof.
Okay.
It doesn't drink like that, but I think it is. It's kind of like rare breed. Like rare breed's like 116.8.
It reminds me of rare breed.
It doesn't drink like that.
Okay.
But there's that richness of flavor there. So I'm going to go 117 proof. I'm going to go 7 years.
7. Wow. Okay.
I think
on the younger side.
I think it's a rye. I think it's a double-barreled rye. I think it tastes like a rye, but sweeter. So I think it's a double-barreled rye.
Ooh. If you are right about this, I will be so impressed.
I'm so wrong. Like, this is the most bourbonish bourbon you've ever had in your life.
Like, I would pay you money dollars if you're right about this.
When I'm wrong about this, I'm literally gonna cry myself to sleep tonight.
No, I hope you're right. I'd be excited.
Nashville, he says the Mashanddrum. July must be the birth month of greatness. Today was Kilco music. Oh, Kilco's birthday was today. That's awesome. Friday is Lava Man and you. Next week, William Davalar and who else? Oh, my 52nd birthday is July 23rd. Damn, everything's coming up July.
July's the month.
July's the month. You guys made on Mash and D. Hell yeah. All right. That brings us to D. So this was the one that I think you guys really liked. So Erin started off with C. So Josh, it's you're going to go with you're going with the D.
Oh my gosh.
I'll go with the D, and I will.
Josh likes the D.
I'll get my nose in there deep.
This is so good. I have no idea what it is or what group or age.
Okay, I'm gonna slightly alter my original note here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say all right, I wrote down 112 proof in 12 years.
Okay. But I have a feeling you're going to change that sentiment.
I'm gonna bump it. Oh man, hang on 1 minute. Please stand by.
This is so hard to do.
I mean, while we do the please stand by, Jason, can you cue up our music that we played during our intro? Like the first time I played that for Erin, like she started. There was some hip movement involved.
I was like, "That's baby making music right there." That's what we need.
This is how we do it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm gonna say. Oh man, I'm gonna say 114 proof.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say 13.
Don't look at me.
I'm gonna. Hang on. I'm going to say 100 and what did I just say? 114 proof? 114 proof, 12 years.
12 years old. All right.
I wrote down 12 years. I had 112. I'm changing it to 114. Like it doesn't have like the astringency is just not there, but like the depth of flavor. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this was like 117 or 118, but I'm going to err on the side of caution and go 114, 12 years on D.
All right. Erin, what do you got? Erin, what do you got for the big D?
Can I have the rest of your D?
Oh, God.
I finished mine because I like the D.
I mean, you guys saw it here. She wants the rest of it. There's not much left.
All right, Erin's getting in some last minute sips here.
All right. So I have no idea what I'm doing. So, I'm going to say it's 111 proof because that's random. And it is 10 years.
111 and 10. Wow, this actually says a lot about this whiskey, and I can't wait for the reveal of this one. Okay.
This is really stunning because, like, I'm looking at her sheet now. This is the first time I've looked at it all night. And
I gotta say, there's a couple of these that you guys, each of you, nailed.
We're not far. Like our guesses aren't far.
I don't know if you guys are just cheating each other, but we'll see how it goes.
No, like we're legit.
I won't let him cheat on me.
No, I know you guys. I know you guys are being legit, so I get it.
I'm kind of stunned. Our guesses are as close as they are.
Yeah. All right. So the last one, E. This one was kind of a funky ride. What do we got on E?
E is so smooth, though.
So Erin, you're gonna close it out. You're gonna go with E for the last one.
Okay.
Let me know proof and age here.
So I think it's pretty high proof. So I'm gonna go 130 proof, and I put 10 years originally, but I think it might be older.
Okay.
Because now I'm a whiskey connoisseur, if you didn't know that. I'm going to say 12.
Okay. Josh, what do you got?
So on first round tasting through, I put 136 proof and 14 years. And because I'm going to change that. I'm going to stick to 136 proof, even though I think it's a light whiskey. I think it's maybe it could be like 139. And so I'm gonna say 136 proof. I'm gonna say 13 years. I'm gonna Price is Right, Bob Barker, $1 Bob Erin.
The old $1 trick.
Look, Bob Barker is my
Gina,
spirit animal, okay?
Come on. Oh, I love Bob Barker.
All right, guys. So now that we have them down, now I want you to personally rank your least favorite to your favorite, real quick.
Okay,
if you can.
Well, let's start out by saying they were all good.
There's no D left. We have consumed all of the D.
You have consumed the D. Consumed the D. Okay.
So we're fans of the D.
All right. Big D fans.
So D is your first place?
I mean, I guess you have to say it is, isn't it?
You know what?
E's pretty gone as in my glass as well.
E's pretty gone. Josh is pretty gone. So I would say that, like, for me, if it's something I'm gonna grab on a regular basis, D's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But if I'm going into it specifically to taste whiskey, I'm probably gonna grab E over everything else. That's just my palate.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, man.
I would honestly, if I'm going into it to taste whiskey, I might grab C over D. C, D, and E. So if anybody's watching this and they haven't checked out our channel, Erin tends to prefer like a lower proof and easier sipping experience. We're stuffing whiskey, and shout out to Dave Markowski / Mike Wazowski for mentioning this in our stream last night. But he mentioned that, like, why are we stuffing whiskey? The whiskey is first, so why aren't we whiskey and stuff? Valid question.
That's a valid question.
Valid question. But like Jason, like you say, like, it's not about the whiskey, it's about the people you share it with. You know? So
you owe me $5 now.
Yeah, exactly. So every time you say that, you owe Jason $5. And it's like it's the thing that's there. It's like the anchor, but it's bigger than that. You know, it's what brings people together. It's what makes this happen. And it's, at the end of the day, it's not really about the whiskey. And you can have just as good of a time with something that you grab off this. You can have just as good of a time with Evan Williams Bottle and Bond for $17 as you can with whatever is C, D, or E, which I'm imagining are crazy things. So
do you have yours in the question he asked us?
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, can I answer?
I'm telling you guys, Evan Williams, if you haven't had the new 1783, that shit's a killer.
It's in the local it's in the local stores now here.
Yeah.
Which is wild. Sometimes, like, because we're Nashville, Tennessee's proximity to Kentucky, like sometimes we get stuff really quickly, and then other times we really have to wait.
Yeah.
So the regular 1783, I'd rather have an Evan Williams single barrel, but the new 1783, I cannot wait to try. And it's finally hit stores here within like the last week. So
yeah,
I'm going to go pick that up along with a new Old Forester barrel proof.
Nice.
Barrel strength.
Scott actually paid $5 and wrote it.
Okay.
You've got your ranking?
I have my ranking.
Go ahead.
So
do you, boo.
I'll do
Shine.
From least favorite to most favorite, but they were all good. So I like them all. So I'll say fun. A, B, then E, and
that
then
checks out.
C and D was my favorite probably.
Okay, from least favorite to most favorite.
Least to most. A, B, E, C, D.
Okay, perfect. All right, Josh, what was your order?
My ranking would be B at the bottom.
Okay.
Although very good still.
Okay.
A next in fourth place. Third place, man, C, D, and E are so tough to pick. It's legitimately really down to like what my mood is. If I'm grabbing it,
it's like A1, A2, and A3.
Yeah, if I'm grabbing it to sip every day, I'm grabbing D. No questions asked. I'm grabbing the D.
Okay.
All day, every day.
Yeah, you are.
So many jokes. It's too easy.
I didn't even mean that to be a joke, and then I said it out loud, and I was like, "Oh man, that's a joke."
Yeah.
So
Justin nailed. It's not about the whiskey; it's about collecting all the fucking horsies.
Yeah, he gets it. Justin gets it.
Justin gets it. He's my spirit animal. He gets it.
I would say D and C, or sorry, E and C are like more of the what I would go for if I want to like really sit down and pick something apart. I could do that with D as well, but I grab D.
So is D. So D is your favorite. So D is your favorite.
D. Yeah, I probably put D as my favorite for like if you're saying like, and what we do this on our channel too. It's like, what would you rather have another pour of right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like let's cut everything out and like, what would you rather have another pour of right now?
You'd rather have the D.
I'd rather have the D.
All right, and then between E and C, what would you put second?
This might surprise you.
I don't know. They're both delicious.
They are both delicious. I have a guess.
I'm actually gonna put D in number 1. The D is number 1 in my book.
Okay.
C is number 2 in my book.
Okay, and then E.
E is number 3.
So you guys basically had the same lineup, except you had the last two were swapped.
Yeah.
Is that true?
A and B. Yeah.
Yep.
I put A as my least favorite. You put B as your least favorite.
All right. You guys ready for the reveal?
Yeah.
All right.
Somewhat.
All right. Let's do this shit.
The reveal means I lose, Jason, and I'm not ready for that.
I know,
I'm
man.
not ready to live that down.
Both you guys did pretty good. You guys did pretty good on most of these. So, letter A. Erin, you said it was 6 years old, 110 proof.
Yeah.
Josh, you said 8 years old, 100 proof. So
I did.
You guys, Josh, you absolutely nailed the proof. It was 100 proof, spot on.
Don't clap the hand of your opponent.
I'll give you 2 points for that, just for getting it like completely nailed. But both of you guys with the age, dear Lord, this is the Old Fit 16 year.
What?
Are you serious?
No way.
Yep.
Hold on a freaking minute.
No way.
The Old Fit 16 bottled and bond.
I will tell you right now, Jason, weeders throw me.
Hold on. I got to say, I was close. I said 6. So you just got to put a 1 there, and then I win.
I can't even argue that, Jason. Give her the point.
There's no way to argue that at all.
Like, can't even argue that.
Like, I got a 6 in there.
I didn't have a 6 in there.
No.
I mean, no,
math checked out.
I mean, technically you were closer with the 8, but like, okay.
Wow.
I don't know.
I never would have guessed.
I don't know if either of you guys get a point for that. That was you. I mean,
I can see that. Yeah. Matter of fact, just give us 0 points both for that.
But Josh, you nailed the proof, so you'll get 2 points for that.
I was really confident on that proof. I was not confident on the age at all.
All right, so now the second one was interesting, which was, we're just going to go to B, which was Erin's next to last place, and this was actually your last place, Josh. So B, you both said 10 years old. Erin said 100 proof, and Josh said 104 proof. This one is actually the brand new Sam Houston 15 year.
What?
And it's 103 proof.
Dang it, Joshua.
In your face.
Oh, you know what? I knew.
In your face.
Okay, let's be honest. I knew I was going to lose, but I thought for some maybe miraculous reason I would have like beginner's luck, but it's looking like I'm not. So I'm sorry.
Hold on, Erin, because in the next couple, you may have redeemed yourself.
I feel like the fact that Jason gave me 2 points on the accurate proof guess of A means that you slaughtered me for the rest of the flight.
I don't think so. I don't have very
well. I mean, Josh, you get the point for the getting that close.
That's a charity point right there.
No,
you were within a point. So you get. I told you if you were within. Well, no, that was age though. So you definitely get the point for the proof. You're only a point off, which is amazing. But you both had 10 years, so that's a wash.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, Josh, you're still up. You're up 3-0 right now. Now we're getting into. Let's see. We're gonna do. So you guys had E. Oh, all right. So we're gonna do E next, which was everyone's third place.
Yep.
So E. Well, actually, no. Let's go in order. Let's do C. C was both of you guys' second place. So C.
Did y'all say y'all?
I didn't want to say y'all because it would just sound weird coming from me. So.
No, you can. Hey, look, you're in the presence of Southerners.
Well,
You can do
hold
it.
on. I'm an honorary Southerner. I've
Yeah.
only lived here since 2009, and I did live in Columbus before you, or before then.
And
So-
before you.
And before you, yeah.
Yeah.
But so I didn't say y'all for many, many years, but I have now. It's okay. You're allowed.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Nailed
All
it.
right.
Freaking nailed it.
All right. So this one here, Erin, you said 12 years, 115 proof.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, you said 7 years, 117 proof.
I did.
You done did, didn't you? This
Jason.
is the Bardstown Bourbon Company Chateau de la Baude.
What?
That's right.
What?
You can't even find this shit ever anymore.
So what I thought was a rye, what I thought was a double barrel rye was a finished bourbon.
This is not only finished, this is finished in an Armagnac cask. So this is an Armagnac finished bourbon. And guess what? It's a 12-year-old bourbon.
I was right.
Erin nailed the age on the dot. She gets 2 points for that one.
Holy cow.
Now, the proof point.
That hurts my heart, Jason.
The proof point on this is interesting because you guys are both real close. 118.4 is the proof.
Ooh, you were closer.
Josh was at 117.
Yeah.
And Erin was at 115. So you guys are right on it with this one, which is very impressive.
But you get 2 points for the age, being spot on.
Yeah, she gets 2 points for that. Josh, you get 1 point for that. So now it is 4 to 2. So I mean, this one's really hard to come by. I am fortunate to have one backup bottle of this, and I don't know if I'm ever going to open it. But
wow, it's really good.
Hey, time out on everything happening right now. And Jason, thank you for sending a sample of this, man.
Yeah, it's delicious.
This is something that, like, we are huge Bardstown fans. Like, for my birthday, we went to Bardstown Bourbon Company.
Yeah.
And it's in the Bardstown Glen.
Oh, wow.
If you can see it.
Can you see it?
Oh, look at that. Look how that worked out.
Totally happenstance because it was in the middle of the flight.
Yep.
But like,
all right, you guys ready to see the D?
Yep. Let's see the D. I'm all about the D.
Let's keep it clean here. Okay, see the D. Now, this one will be interesting because there's actually no age statement I could give you on this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I kind of, just from insider information, I know what it's around about. So I really wanted to get your indications of this. I really want to get your what you guys thought, just from first impressions. Now, Erin, you said this was 10 years old, 111 proof. Josh, you said this was 12 years old, 114 proof. Now, I picked this specific whiskey because I know you guys recently did a video on ryes.
Mm-hmm. Is this a rye?
Are you kidding me? This is a rye?
It's not just a rye. This is the brand new Old Forester single barrel proof rye.
I want some.
Are you kidding me?
And you guys killed my one sample I had. I have another one, so whoever wins this flight, I have a little bit left over that someone will get to try. But this is one of the samples I got. Old Forester single barrel proof rye. This comes in at 124 proof.
Whoa! It does not drink like that.
Okay, so I'll just, Jason, I'm going to do your job for you for a second. I'll take the proof points here, but I will concede the age points to Erin.
Yeah, so the age on this, I could tell you. Now, you guys thought it to be a 10 to 12-year-old rye. Now, as you know, Old Forester has not been making rye even that long.
Yeah.
So this is definitely on the younger side, but the fact that you guys felt and tasted that it tasted older actually kind of falls right in line with how I feel about at least this particular barrel. Now, who knows what the other single barrels will taste like? Maybe some of them will be a little bit, maybe some of them will have that youthfulness to it, but this particular single barrel was just delicious.
It was amazing.
Man,
it was really good.
Look here, everybody that's ever watching this in the history of ever or the history of 2B, if you can get your hands, forget the Old Forester barrel strength bourbon. I don't even like rye. Get the rye. Holy crap. How good is that?
Yeah, isn't that good?
Is really
golly, man.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Holy shit. Eric Gunderson with a $50 super chat says, happy birthday, Jason. Love both channels and the content. Salam. Oh, thank you so much, man.
Eric,
that's the man with 3 names.
The man with 3
names.
names.
The 3-named man. Eric David Gunderson.
I like him. I've not met him in person, but I really like him.
Justin Jonas says warehouse cycling really works, huh? Yeah, I think to a certain extent. Although I don't think it really I think it kind of does a little bit of a disservice to the bourbons and some. I think that's why they drink so hot. I think heat cycling can bring out some very sharp tannins from the oak into a bourbon, and that's why I think it drinks like freaking gasoline. So I mean, that's my opinion. I think that's why the Woodford Reserve Batch Proof I wasn't overly fond of either this year, because I felt like it had like forced maturation in it, and it had a very tannic aftertaste to me that I love the palate of it, but it was very tannic and sharp on the back end, and not in a good way that I liked it. So I think for some bourbons, heat cycling can do that, but for a rye, I feel like I don't know, at least in this case, it kind of did a body good. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it did my body good.
All right, we're gonna leave
Jason, you're showing your talent. Yeah, I don't know how to say that word. Okay, so last one. This was E, which you both had in 3rd place.
Yep.
And all right, so
please tell me this is a light whiskey, Jason. Please.
Erin said 12 years old, 130 proof. Josh said 13 years old, 136 proof. I got to give it to Josh. He nailed it. It's a light whiskey.
Hey, I'm on your side.
This is this is probably one of the more interesting light whiskeys I've had. It's this is the Obtainium light whiskey, finished in port wine barrels.
Oh wow.
Okay,
that's where all like that blueberry and all that stuff came from. That, and like that funkiness.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a 14-year-old product. So Josh, just by one freaking point, went up, but he went a little bit too high on the proof. Erin was closer on the proof.
Okay.
So this only came in at 128. I think the whatchamacallit, the light whiskey or the port finishing really kind of dialed down the proof a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you each get a point there, and in total, our winner looks like it's Josh by only a couple points though.
It's okay.
By like what, 1 point?
I knew it was going to be Josh. I'm not going to say I didn't expect that, but I'm sorry for all the people who thought I would win. So my apologies to you.
On the Obtainium, I originally wrote 14 years because I thought it was light whiskey, and that tastes like a 14-year light whiskey to me. And those, like the proof points seem so much higher. Like when you drink it, it drinks so much lower than the proof point. So it does drink like its proof point.
Yeah, so so Uncle Buck says the sample of the Old Forester Brow Proof rye I had was a whole lot of rye, tea, and earthy. So much that I thought it was just okay. And that's the thing. Now, when you send these samples out, I was lucky enough to get these samples from the distillery. It could have been a honey barrel. Now, what we're gonna and I remember getting the single barrel proof bourbons when those samples came out, and I got some really good ones to the point where I was really excited. But the ones I've had ever since after that were really harsh, and I've only had a couple of good ones. We have yet to see that from the Old Forester single barrel proof ryes. We'll see what happens as these start hitting the market more. If they do get to be, if those earthy tones really start coming out of those younger rye, the rye bread characteristics really start coming out. But if there are any ones mixed in there that taste like this, I think hopefully we're in for hopefully something better, and we're hoping that it becomes a little bit more consistent than those bourbons are. So,
interesting note here. Uncle Buck said tea.
Yeah.
If you smell D, I can get a green tea if you think about it.
I got iced tea.
Like a green iced tea?
No.
Big Vic says I really want those samples now.
Just regular iced tea.
Man, this is a great lineup.
Yeah.
John White says I found a new hometown channel. Hey, Nashville. All right. So with that,
hey,
were there any mods that were helping keep track of the names tonight? Because we're going to give away a flight of all of these.
Oh.
As a big thank you for everyone watching tonight. So if anybody was out there keeping track of names and stuff, please let me know in the chat how many numbers we have and who's going to win this beautiful flight tonight.
Yeah, it's a good flight.
And beautiful it is.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, didn't you say on the Sam Houston 14 you got a lot of cherry? Or is that the Calumet 15?
That's the Calumet 15. Ton of cherry.
Which one's that?
Yeah, the Sam Houston 15. Again, and I agree, it's become a lot more banana. So Sam Houston 15 is sourced Barton. So this is where that banana note's coming from. But the holy crap. The on the palate, it's not the banana you get. I think like just turns into like butter toffee on the palate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a Sam Houston 14 here and really, really like it. And it's one of those bottles that we pull out for people because like when you go to somebody's house and like if they have, Weller and Blanton's and things like that, like it's rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
But like I feel like Sam Houston's one of those bottles that a lot of people passed over unless they kind of watched a Whiskeytube sphere and they knew that it's something really good.
Yeah.
And the 14 we absolutely love. Like the proof points in Erin's wheelhouse, the complexity is in my wheelhouse. It's something that we really enjoy a lot. And I've got my eyes peeled for the Sam Houston 15 to pop up.
Yeah.
The medicinal cherry note I'm hearing people talk about in the Calumet 15 has like kept me from pulling the trigger on that. But
I could send you a sample of that if you want, just to try it before you buy it, because it is very prevalent, at least to me. Two Wheels Down in the house. What's up, Swami? Super sticker. Thanks for chiming in, man. Tosha Bake says, cheers, Jason. Amazing lineup you shared. They're very generous of you. That is what makes bourbon fun, man. Absolutely. All right. So I don't think anyone was keeping track of the super chats, unfortunately. I don't think. Let's see. Nope, nobody's coming in. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna rewatch it and write down everybody's names, and I'll do my own random number here to give away a winner, and then if I catch you, either if I know you or if I catch you in the chat at some point, I'll give you guys the flight. So yeah, I don't think anyone kept track, unfortunately.
And we can shout out I will rewatch and I will criticize everything I said to the nth degree because that's how I do. But nonetheless, I see some people in here that I don't typically see in a lot of the chats. So the three-named man, the man with three names, Eric David Gunderson, and Show Nuff, he's a guy up near you, Jason.
Oh, so really? Cool.
He's the guy that I said was 30 miles, like 30 minutes outside of Columbus.
Yep.
So Scott Kading, like if there's somebody that ends up hitting on the flight that you don't know, we might know who they are.
Okay. That's good to know. I'll definitely keep you posted as to who I pull for to grab the flight. But I want to, first of all, just thank you guys for coming on and hanging out with me tonight. This was a lot of fun, and we talked about for a good while. Glad you guys got up and running on the on your live streams, and just let us know where to find you real quick, and what you guys got coming up.
Go for it.
So what we've got coming up, well, first off, hang on a second. Don't be thanking us, man. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this.
This flight was fun. Like it progressed. Look, things escalated quickly. Okay.
They did.
And it's really, this is really good. So this was fun, just period. If we were sitting around having this ourselves, but to be able to share it with you, Jason, was super fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
Like just to the warm embrace that we have received from the Whiskeytube community has been amazing.
It's been fun. Yeah.
And we're thankful to be a part of all this. As far as what we got coming up, a lot more head-to-heads, a lot more video podcasts.
Mm-hmm. And then, like you said earlier, we're now doing live streaming, or we're going to incorporate some live streams into our rotation now that we have the setup to do live streams.
Yeah. So I think like just for funsies, let's look and see. So we have like a whole production schedule and we film like a month and a half out in advance. So today's Wednesday. Tomorrow, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof versus Larceny Barrel Proof drops, both the C920 batches. Erin gets her feelings really hurt on this one.
Oh, this is the one where I get my feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Yes, this is this is interesting.
And this is our first
one of the whiskeys like attacks me.
Yeah. And this is our first technical malfunction too. It's our first performance anxiety type of deal. So, and then Saturday we've got the only 5 whiskeys you ever need.
Mm-hmm.
We took the bourbon list and the rye list and we kind of spun it a little bit and just put it up into whiskeys. Because we're both rule followers, but we'll also break the rules when we feel like it.
Yeah.
Next week, we got 4 Roses Single Barrel, which was my control whiskey, the 100 proof, versus Blanton's Blind Head-to-Head. And then next Saturday, we've got cocktails. Do we prefer bourbon or rye in our old fashioned?
Old fashions, yeah. And old fashions for me was my kind of gateway
for both of us.
Drink. Oh, was it for you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, definitely cocktails can offer a nice like bridge to going from a cocktail into something, drinking it straight, and then neat or whatever it may be, for sure.
Yep. Yeah. So we did some old fashions with bourbon and with rye, and to see which ones we like better. So got that coming up.
So we're just hanging out, having fun. If you guys want to be a part of that, by all means, subscribe. If you hate fun and you hate laughing and you hate expert. Like if you hate like just conversational like whatever.
If you hate carbs, don't subscribe.
If you're keto, you probably don't like us.
Probably not. Like I don't think whiskey's carb free. So
whiskey is all carbs.
But definitely, guys, give Josh and Erin a big round of applause tonight. And definitely give them a subscribe. Really appreciate you guys coming on. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad you enjoyed the flight. I'm glad it actually progressed the way it did. Yeah. It worked out perfectly, and I love that again. The D won out. So with that said, keep an eye out for next week, guys. We're gonna have Caleb Kilburn on. We're gonna be on a little bit earlier next week. I think around 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Killer interview with Caleb. I mean, we're gonna nerd out. The guy's an absolute wealth of knowledge. And then Thursday night, we're gonna be doing our whiskey, our Peerless Bourbon and Peerless Rye Whiskey barrel picks. With the Davillars. I think Will Henderson is going to be on, Joseph Brazzers, along with myself and Scotty Tuhati, the other half of the Mash and Journey. If you guys haven't yet, please subscribe to the Mash and Drum. If you're interested in getting your hands on the barrel picks, please become a patron today. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share with. Josh and Erin, cheers. Thanks for coming on. And we'll see you guys soon.
Cheers. Thanks.
Actually, stick around.
Thank you guys.
Don't hang up
Thanks,
just yet,
Jason.
guys. Cheers.
Bye.